Wakati waliona nimeanguka, nimezirai, wakaniweka katikati ya lori.
In Kenya, more than 1 million people are suffering from epilepsy, and only 20% of us can access the anti-epilepsy medicines. You will see people who have epilepsy, they have not eaten, they don't even have a support system, which is very hectic for someone who doesn't have information.
Mimi nilichukuliwa na nikapelekwa mpaka mochari, wakakuta nikijisikia. Na wakati alikuja tukaenda na yeye nyumbani. Kuna wakati mwingine alikuwa ameenda kunitupa na huku Machakos kwa shule ya watoto wenye wananga wazazi.
One of the triggers of epilepsy is stress. So we are helping them starting their own jobs so that even if the government is not giving you the medicine, you can be able to afford your medicines by yourself.
I really appreciate Fred Kisrem Foundation because through him I'm now venturing in perfumes, and I also show other women that need empowering how you can really sustain yourself.
Right now we have more than 8 tailoring machines. Our main plan is to help them start off work by giving them new machines and teach them free of charge. Because once you empower this person with epilepsy, at least you will save our society.
Hata naombanga Mungu sana watoto wangu wasiwahi pitia maisha yenye nimepitia. Vile amenitoa mbali.
Kama utachukua tajiri zaidi.
Sitaki. Acha nikae tu.
Hello. Ah, it's your husband. Oh.
Kulingana na sasa vile Mungu amekusaidia na ukaweza kuwa umefungua hiyo foundation yako. Hawa wenye wanakujanga kututembelea, mmoja aguzwe, atafutie watu kama kina Mary Home. Akuwe empowered na kitu anaweza kuwa busy pale.
I am only here to pass message to these people, to tell them that life will be okay to them. I must remove them from the slums and make their lives better.
I was thinking like, oh, the world is now crumbling on my side. But when I was shown this, I tried to venture and it has really worked. And I can now buy food for the family from the business.
It will be very unfair for me not to touch more than 100 lives because a lot of people have touched my life. I am indebted a lot. In the next 10 years, we are focusing to give even more than 10,000 people jobs. Once we get a big vocational training center, there's nothing that can be above our limit. To whom much is given, much is expected.
Welcome to Focus on Health, where your health is our priority. My name is Barry Michelle. Kenya has made many strides in epilepsy management, and that is our topic today. So we are going to have a case study and then followed by Dr. Innocent from Bliss Medical Hospital, who is going to clarify further on epilepsy. So let us check out the feature of the day on a journey about epilepsy.
My names are Fred Kisrem, and I'm from Kisrem Epilepsy Foundation. I create awareness about epilepsy, and I also live with epilepsy myself. Epilepsy is a condition that is characterized by seizures. Seizures may be prolonged seizures or unprovoked seizures. And seizures is when a person is convulsing. It is known as epilepsy. I discovered in 2011 while I was working in Iraq as a pastry chef. It is when now I started having seizures. And I first had 2 seizures, but a friend of mine told me that this could be epilepsy. So I had to come back home. I did an MRI scan and I did an EEG. It is when that I discovered that I had epilepsy. In Kenya, more than 1 million people suffer from epilepsy, and only 20% of us can access the anti-epilepsy medicines. So, which means more than 800,000 people are lacking medicines due to ignorance and poverty. So I will say the government is trying, but they should try more, because 800,000 people are a lot of people. And if they lack medicines, it means they are either suffering a lot, or their conditions are not well. So I came in Kenya and I had to do an MRI scan and an EEG so that to diagnose whether I have epilepsy, and it did show that I had epilepsy. First of all, I was tormented and I was shocked because it was the lowest point of my life. I was in Iraq, I was highly paid, I was doing a good job as a pastry chef. Then boom, you are sick. So mentally, it really took a toll in my life. And I was given some medicines, some Tegretol. So because we used to come back after 6 months, so the doctor used to give me 7 months drug, so that in case I come back home, then I come for diagnosis, they come, they check me again, then I used to go. So I worked for 4 more years. And also it means that even if you have epilepsy, you can also work as long as you are not having stress, you can work well. Our organization deals with creating awareness about epilepsy and mental health. We go to schools, churches to create awareness about epilepsy, teach people about first aid, and also we do empowerment. We've started recently, Safaricom Foundation gave us 10 sewing machines. Now we want to do empowerment and train people with epilepsy with the sewing machines, because most people with the epilepsy are not employed or don't have jobs. So if they get vocational training, it will really help them and help their families. And also we help more than 100 people access anti-epilepsy medicines. So we do 3 vital things. Number 1, awareness. Number 2, helping people with anti-epilepsy medicines. Then number 3, empowerment. And number 4, we partner with a certain local school called Ndiaine Primary. They have a class that has kids with mental disabilities. So we partner with that class, help them with the materials they need. I think that the government has not done enough, because if at all 800,000 people are not accessing their anti-epilepsy medicine, it means there's a lot to be done, and it means the government should really focus on epilepsy and help people with epilepsy to get the medicines and make them more productive. Again, people with epilepsy, they don't have good laws, because you can have epilepsy and have a seizure in job, and once you have that seizure, you're fired. So we can say that there are no good laws for people with epilepsy. They can't be protected. Number 1, if you have epilepsy, it is good to diagnose, to tell your supervisor or to tell your caretaker that you are having epilepsy, so that you cannot do certain jobs. Jobs like driving, jobs like machines, it is not good, because you can have a seizure while you are cooking, or you have a seizure while you are in the machine, and it can be vital. So some jobs can be a bit tricky for you. Number 1, some of the challenges, number 1 is to get medicines. That is number one. Number two, the stigma itself, the acceptance, because most people with epilepsy, they don't have that acceptance in them. Then number three, I would say ladies who have epilepsy, maybe you'll find most of them are sexually assaulted. Maybe you have a seizure while you are walking, you have a seizure while you are fetching water in the river, and it's really bad because these ladies are children of people. And I would say that people should have heart to help us. There are people who remember what happened, and there are people who don't remember what happened, because there are more than 40 types of seizures. And I would say that if you have somebody who has epilepsy in your home or in your community, it's good that you take care of him. Because one, he might have a seizure and he's cooking food. So you can imagine you are all alone cooking and you have a seizure. And again, like last month, we lost a young boy who had a seizure at night. So again, if you have epilepsy, it's good to stay with people, because a seizure can just come anytime in the night. Like myself, there was one time I had come from Dubai in the night, then at around 12 o'clock, the seizure started coming. So it is good you stay with someone, because again, prevention is better than cure. Epilepsy, and you're not supposed to drive, you're not supposed to do other jobs. Look for a vocational training that you can do. Start your own job. And I could also tell them to go to the National Council to take the disability cards, because with the disability card you can start your own shop and not pay the government council fees. Like our organization, the women that will be able to, the cohort, the 20 women that will be able to train, we will give them sewing machines. After they'll have the sewing machines, they'll start their own small shops, and they'll not be paying kanjo fees, and they'll work and get their own medicine. Facebook, you can get us at Kiserem Epilepsy Foundation. Twitter is at Kiserem Epilepsy. Then telephone number is 0708 811 47.
That was the case study, and we're going to take a slight commercial break, and when we get back, Dr. is going to be telling us more about epilepsy. I will leave you with the Did You Know segment. Do not touch that dial.